So shall we continue and see what other goodies you've got around here?
The first one's right behind you.
Behind me? What am I looking at?
This tree right here.
Okay.
This is a pomegranate.
Is it really?
It's one of my fruit trees. It's 4 years old and I've never gotten any fruit on it. I'm not expecting one this year.
Okay.
Usually a fruit tree, after about 5 years, you start to get fruit. This is only 4 years old, but I might get one this year.
I had no idea it took so long. When you grow this stuff, what do you do with it? Do you eat it? Do you give it away? Like, you eat it?
Yeah, big family
helps too,
eats
yeah.
all the food. You want to come out? There's my chickie. And the great thing about chickens, their poop is awesome fertilizer. So all of her waste, her poop goes right into my compost bin and it adds nitrogen to the soil. So not only does she lay eggs for us, she's a nice friendly pet, she also helps fertilize the garden.
You said poop twice. I love that you have such like a recycle thing going here. Like everything kind of helps each other out. Circle of life going on here. That's really neat.
This is my newest tree.
Okay.
This is a tangerine.
Tangerine, I love it.
I don't expect fruit from this for 5 years.
I mean, do you have to come out and water these or just kind of the natural elements will grow them?
The first couple of years, you have to take care of them. This one gets watered all the time. I fertilize them every year.
Okay.
In the winter this is a citrus that doesn't naturally grow in South Carolina. You can make them grow here.
Right.
When it gets cold in the winter, I have to protect it. This little one, I'll put a little tarp over to keep it warm.
Okay.
My bigger trees are too big for tarps, but I put Christmas lights on them.
Okay.
The old-fashioned incandescent ones that get warm when you turn them on.
This is fascinating for me because I'm just not, educated in the gardening world, so I just had no idea all of this stuff.
Citrus is tough. You really have to do your research. These trees are specially grafted to roots that will grow in South Carolina.
Frank, how did you get into all this? How do you know all these things? Well, have you always?
I've always done it.
You grew up gardening?
Yeah.
Wow. Because I imagine it takes a long time to kind of get all the knowledge because each thing is different. It has a different way to grow. So that's super interesting that you know all of this.
We have a great resource in South Carolina, the Clemson Extension. You can put in anything you want to try to grow.
Okay.
Tomatoes. And their extension, their gardening section, will tell you exactly what to do. For a beginning gardener, my first advice would be to start in the winter. Gardening in the summertime in South Carolina is hard.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that can kill your plants. There's insects, there's bugs, there's weeds. The weather is very intolerant for many plants. It gets hot in the summer here.
Yeah.
And that kills a lot of garden plants. There are many garden items that grow in the winter here. And because it's not as hot, you don't have to water every single day.
This is blowing my mind, Frank.
But most people garden in the summer and you get most of your vegetable production in the summer. But for somebody just starting out, it's so much easier in the winter. These are my tomatoes.
These
in
are
the pots.
tomatoes.
Yeah.
All right. What on earth can you do with all of those tomatoes? You can't possibly eat them all.
We eat them all.
Do you really?
I've got teenagers.
Tomato soup, tomato sandwich.
These are my winter peas. They're delicious. Would you like some?
Yes. They're super flavorful and sweet.
Yeah.
Wow, they're really, you know what? I don't normally like peas. I'll be honest with you, Frank.
The easiest thing to do is garlic. Go to the supermarket, buy a head of garlic, break it up, and throw all those cloves in the ground.
Really?
In the spring, they'll fall over. And this one looks like it's getting ready to flop over. When it flops over, they're ready. One of the cool things about gardening is you can grow things that aren't for sale in the supermarket. The ground cherries, they'll only last a day or two before they turn.
Okay.
So it's not very feasible for a supermarket to sell them.
Right.
Because they go bad right away.
Right.
Every year I try 2 or 3 different weird vegetables to grow.
Yeah.
This pepper is one of my experiments this year. What can you grow that a beginning gardener can't kill?
Can't mess up.
Okra.
Okra.
Okra, this stuff loves the heat.
You may have known that he had the green thumb, but I bet you didn't know all this good stuff that he said today. So, all right, you guys, well, stick with us. Thanks for watching Living Local.